So personally, I've mentioned this a few different times, but the iPhone 10 is one of the probably iPhones that I care about the most, if that's the best way to put it. It is one of the most cared for iPhones from my past that I can probably think of, because at this point, the iPhone 10 definitely deserves better. I feel like Apple has discontinued so many features with this iPhone on iOS 16 and even stemming off of iOS 15 that I was kind of shocked to see that this is now one of the lowest supported iPhones on this version of software. I mean, this iPhone was kind of mid-tier last year, but now it is the lowest of the lowest, which is crazy. The whole entire 2017 iPhone lineup went from being the third, lowest in line to being the first to be discontinued. That's almost like now if the iPhone 11 were to be discontinued like next year, that'd be crazy. And that's kind of what's going on with the iPhone 10. Now, one of the main reasons I'm worried about this iPhone is it's shortened in terms of a length of how long it's supposed to be supported. If I kind of give you some perspective, in 2017 when this iPhone first came out, this wasn't like the iPhone that came out the same time as iOS 11. It came out a long time, at least like a month or two after the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus ended up coming out. Now, the reason there's a problem with this, not problem, but the reason why this is kind of concerning is because the iPhone 10 didn't get the full iOS 11 experience, which is probably a good thing like I mentioned before. But when you look at the other iPhones, for the most part, the iPhone 10, right, it's a $1,000 phone, and it was a $1,000 phone in 2017, but if it didn't get all the advancements and all the features of iOS 11, it got, maybe like a third or like a third cut off. That doesn't really give us the whole entire experience of that device. And that's why I think it will probably end up, hopefully not, but it will probably end up getting a shortened lifespan compared to other devices. Now, another thing that kind of worries me about this iPhone is that now that it's like the first in line to be discontinued, now that this device has the highest likelihood of pretty much being removed more so than pretty much any other iPhone for the most part, it kind of puts this iPhone in another weird situation where the people who spent $1,000 back in the day are getting a drastically different phone, in terms of lifespan, and not in a good way. While all these other manufacturers from Samsung to Google, they're starting to increase the software longevity of their phones, Apple is doing the opposite. Apple is now going through and pretty much reducing the amount of software updates that their phones are getting, but they're also doing something in terms of privacy. They're starting to throw in a lot more ads onto our, operating system and the settings applications and tons of other stock apps too, that Apple kind of mentioned before that, privacy is their main concern. And now they're kind of doing these things where they're kind of, putting the iPhones in a weird situation where now they're kind of going against that, just like how they kind of went against, not entirely, but they're kind of going against like how long they're supporting their iPhones now for too. And the iPhone 10 is probably going to be one of the last iPhones that is going to experience this change. So I'm kind of worried about the iPhone 10 as well, because it's probably going to be the iPhone that's going to have a bunch of ads and a bunch of everything. And if it doesn't get iOS 17 or iOS 18, and it doesn't get those iterations of advertisements that Apple's going to be implementing, where they're probably going to be reducing the number of, intrusive ads or whatever, the iPhone 10 may not be able to experience that either. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.